Good evening, folks, and welcome to another episode of Beer Rating with Sean Connors. This is the last beer for November, and November was Sour Beer Month, and this is the last sour beer that I have. And I'm just going to give my glass a quick cold water rinse as per usual. We'll pour it up, read the can, and we'll go from there. As you can see, the beer this week is called Saltwater Sour. It's a bit of a unique type of sour beer. And I'll get to that in a second. Very light color, pretty well what I expected. I actually thought there'd be a little more head to it. Alright, so the name of the beer, Saltwater Sour. The style of beer is a Gose. You also might hear it pronounced Gose, but I'm pretty sure the proper pronunciation is Gose. The brewery is Dildo Brewery Company and Museum out of Dildo, Newfoundland. And not much on the can. Alcohol content 4.6. That's all I'm going to get from the can. So 4.6, the style once again Gose. And Gose is basically salted sour. Salted wheat, it's a wheat salted sour. Dildo Brewery and Museum, that's in Dildo, Newfoundland. You might have seen him on TV last couple of months. Jimmy Kimmel became the honorary mayor. He did a little thing about the name and whatnot. It's a brother and sister operation with their spouses. They opened in 2008, so fairly new. And basically it's a combination of a brewery, museum, and a tap room. Alright, give it a taste. Definitely salty. I wasn't sure what to expect. You get the sour and the saltiness together. That is really different. Not in a bad way by any means, but I didn't really know what to expect. A little about, as I said, it's a wheated sour, and it's with salt and also coriander. So if you get a little different flavor, that might be what it is. The name Gose, they don't know for sure, but they're pretty confident it came from a town in Germany where this originated, which is Goslar. Goslar, probably pronouncing it wrong. So it was first made there, but it became more popular in a nearby town, Leipzig, Leipzig, which is about 100 miles away. So they don't know for sure, but they're pretty sure the name came from the town Goslar. Generally it's known as a very light beer, and they say it's funky, unique, and fun. It's definitely different. More sour than I expected. The salt is definitely there, which is kind of neat. I would never thought of adding salt to beer. But with that being said, I've been in bars and pubs throughout the years, and generally, it'd be like a Legent or something like that, and there's always one guy that will get his beer and put the salt shaker and put a little bit of salt into it. So it's the same basic idea. And from a marketing perspective, I think this is pretty cool. When you think about salt, salt makes you thirsty. So you put salt in the beer, generally it's going to make you thirsty and want you to drink more beer. So there you go. Now, I'm not sure if I said it, but it's an ale rather than a lager. They say it's low level acidity, so they say some people consider it a gateway to sour. So if you've never had a sour and you want to have your first sour, it might be something to try. With that being said, I've heard that with other beers as well. One I did, it was a blend. It was sour beer plus, I believe, a pale ale, and that was the same thing. They said it's introduction to sours. And even the last video I did several, the Lindemann Connection was several different sours, and they were basically the Lambics, which is I had 4 of them, and 3 of them were a mixture of sour and fruit. So I think it was a cherry, raspberry, and a peach. So I guess in a way you could say could also be an introduction to sours. Now the sour beer it's kind of a unique story because they've been around for probably 100, 200 years, maybe even a bit longer. However, World War II, basically most brewery production ceased, so including the breweries that made Gose. And then when the bombs stopped and whatnot, the cities that was predominant in were in East Germany, so the Western world, they were kind of cut off from sours. And then in 1949, there was a gentleman, he revived it and started brewing it again to a small degree, and he died in the, I believe, 66. And once again, most of the brewery of Gose stopped again. And back in 1980s, the craft breweries started popping up again, and we've seen it again. And now locally, I believe, even where I'm at in here in Newfoundland, I think there's probably 3 or 4 different Goses that you can get at craft breweries. So it's making a comeback, which is good to see. It's really different. It's more sour than I expected. I didn't know, like I said, I've never had one before, but a few sours that I had for a sour beer month, they weren't in your face sour. And this one isn't either, but more so than some of the other ones I've had, if that makes any sense. Alright, so I need to give it a rating. As per usual, my ratings are out of 5. 1 being, don't like it, not going to finish it, it's going down the drain. A 2 being, I'm not a big fan, but I'm not going to waste a beer, so I'm going to finish it. A 3 being a good beer, a 4 being a very good beer, and a 5 being the best beer I've ever had. Heavens are open. Hallelujah. So for this one, the Dildo Brewing Company Saltwater Sour, the Gose, to give it a rating out of 5, I think I'm comfortable giving it a 3. It's a good beer. I'm enjoying it. I don't know, like if somebody gave it to me or if I was somewhere and I wanted something different, by all means, I would have another. But I don't think it'd be something I would drink on a regular basis or, really go out of my way for. But I am enjoying it. It's a good beer. And like I said, it's a salted sour, so you have to expect the sour and the saltiness. So all these ratings, obviously there's no science, it's my preference. However, I try to give the rating as to what the beer should be, which is kind of odd because I've never had one before. But obviously, if I'm picking up a salted sour, I'm gonna try not to give it a bad rating just because it's sour or it's salted, because that's to be expected. That's what the beer is. So I try to take that in consideration. And like I said, I am enjoying it. It's unique, and as I said, it's kind of funky. So there you go, 3.0. I think that's fair. It's a good beer. I'm definitely enjoying it. I would have another, but I wouldn't make it a regular occurrence. No, there you go. It's definitely unique. I'll give it that much. So there you go, folks. That's my rating for this week. 3.0 for my Gose from Dildo Brewing Company. Until next beer, enjoy responsibly. Cheers.